Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Global Happening Today YouTube channel. Indeed, crisis looms around the Rivers State chapter of the Action People's Party (APP). Find out in a moment what exactly is going on and how it may likely be affecting Fubara. Before we continue this proper, kindly subscribe to our channel. Now, crisis looms around the Rivers State chapter of the Action People's Congress. I tell that again, Action People's Party (APP). Days ahead of Saturday, October 5th local government election, as the Federal High Court sitting in Port Harcourt granted an exporting order serve the state APP chairman Sonny Wokekoro, the 23 chairmanship candidate of the party, through a substituted means. The court on Wednesday also ordered that the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) be served via substituted means in the suit filed by Bhat Badom, Destiny Omereji, and 4 others demanding Badtom's reinstatement as the authentic state chairman of the party. Now, while Sonny Wokekoro, who is currently the state chairman, should be removed. Now, the plaintiffs in the suit are also questioning when the 23 pro-Fubara chairmanship candidate of the party became APP members in the state, and that whatever action taken by current chairman Mr. Wokekoro be declared null and void. Now, you may know that the Action People's Party (APP) was adopted by Governor Fubara's loyalists to contest on this platform in the forthcoming elections following the crisis that rocked the ruling People's Democratic Party (PDP) as a result of the impasse between Governor Siminalayi Fubara and the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike. Now, correspondent reports that when the matter came up in court, counsel to the plaintiffs, Excel Omehora, applied for ex parte motion to serve the defendant through a substituted means, and presiding judge Justice Imalo Obele granted the request. Now, speaking to newsmen outside the courtroom, counsel to the plaintiff, Excel Omehora, explained what transpired in court and why his client approached the court. He said, and I quote him, "My clients are the authentic leaders and the stakeholders of the APP who emerged as leaders of the party through the 2022 Congress supervised by INEC in Rivers State, and we are in court to say that our client remains the authentic chairman and ESCOs of the party at the state and local government levels." Now, for instance, the second and third plaintiffs are substituted local government chairmen of APP in their various local governments, and they are in court here saying that they have never resigned or removed, yet they were not part of these primaries or even electoral activities that brought in the candidates. So they are in court for the court to determine who is the authentic chairman of the party. Is it the card-carrying PDP members or the APP members who were elected on this platform of APP supervised by INEC in the Congress? He asked. Does it automatically translate that when their chairman resigned from his position, the whole ESCO were no longer in existence? Quoting a section of the APP constitution, he said, where a position is vacant, the deputy would automatically assume. But in the event where the chairman and deputy resigns, a member of the ESCO that became vacant will be refilled by the remaining ESCO, appointing a person to replace him. And the day Honorable Atanta resigned, the remaining ESCO appointed Honorable Hart Batam. And from that day, Batam had been the APP chairman from that day. It was a shocking news to all the APP members to hear that one Sonny Wokekoro, a member of PDP, is now the chairman of APP Rivers State. Sonny Wokekoro has never been a member of APP, so they are in court against the chairmanship and the ESCO of Sonny Wokekoro. We want to know when he became a member of APP and who appointed him. Is he not governed by the constitution of APP? Will he not first become a member of the APP before he becomes an ESCO member? That is our case. It is simple. These plaintiffs remain the authentic leaders of the APP in Rivers State, he said. On his part, Hart Batom told newsmen that they were in court to get an interpretation of the current situation in the party, insisting that those who are now chairmanship candidates of the party are not known to them in the party. Badom said he is the authentic chairman of the APP in Rivers State. APP as a party has a constitution, and we can't fold our hands. We can't fold our hands and members and watch our party being hijacked by non-members of our party. He explained that on the day Honorable Kenneth Atanta resigned, as the constitution demands, our people sat and called me and they made me the state chairman. I am the authentic chairman of our party, the APP River State. I don't know Wokekoro from Adam. He is not a member of Action People's Party, APP, and we don't know where he is coming from. And that is why we are in court, he said. My colleague is in the house. This is really getting interesting. While we are still shouting and battling how Tony Okocha became a CTC chairman, when Emeka Beke is still a chairman of APC in Rivers chapter. Now, I knew it that when these guys entered 9 minutes, entered 2 seconds to 12 midnight, I knew that some party rules. They would have at least entered the party a little earlier. I know, but then again, it is politics. If Tony Okocha can still remain and the likes of the national chairman of APC recognize his faction as more authentic than even his legitimate one, in Nigeria, everything is possible. I don't know how Fubara will play this, because if eventually it is now confirmed that these guys have a stake, then the chairmanship of even 23 local government chairman, Fubara-led guys, may be in jeopardy, judging the fact that Wike is even interested in this kind of things. I don't know how this will play out. What's your take on this? If you are in Fubara's shoes.
This is quite shocking, I must say, and that's why it's important that when you want to plan, you have at least a long-term plan. This was anticipated that the weekend, with the way things were going on, Wike was going to come, to take his structure in PDP. So they would have already go out to search for a party that's not incumbent at this point in time. Parties are incumbent everywhere. If you go to Labour Party, encumbrances are there. You go to this party, so even if it was PRP, I mean, they would have sought for someone and enter into any form of negotiation so that this kind of issues would not come up. Though we've not heard from Sonny Wokekoro yet, we're still waiting to see his response. But however, this is not a good development, I must say.
But when you say being encumbered, if you notice, it is still the CTC chairman that brought this encumbrance. It is still the PDP chairman, PDP chairman Wokekoro that came into APP that brought the encumbrance. Based on their policy, they had no issues whatsoever until these new guys came in. If you want to go by they should have looked for a party that had no encumbrance. Labour Party, they wanted to choose Labour Party. I could still remember. The very next week, after Fubara finished talking to the woman, the very next week we saw the woman saying hello to Yeso Wike in his Abuja residence. Nobody told Fubara to do to 360-degree U-turn, because it was obvious that the woman was willing to eat on both sides of the coin. In fact, not just both sides. Anyway, Fubara put like Wike is already there with his alpha. You won't put like. So Fubara had to choose AP. APP was one party that Wike didn't see coming. Wike had already anticipated they want to use Labour. So he had already said hello to the woman before Fubara could say hi. So APP was the last choice, so to speak. But looking at the situation, if you ask me, I feel that Fubara did what he needed to do. But I personally would have preferred a situation where the CTC chairman would have acted faster. What do I mean by faster? They would have entered the party when they started decorating the place. I seen the reason why they were waiting for the 9 minutes. Were they thinking that if they go earlier, Wike would have started the party? I don't know. What's your take on this, please?
Well, I think that the expectation was that being that they are just entering the party, they were hoping and they were believing that this level of argument would not all of a sudden such. But with the way things are going, I think that the future of local government election in Port Harcourt seems to be very bleak, except those guys are called to God and maybe to get out of that particular court case and see how they can, handle this thing out of court. Out of court settlement will be very important at this point, considering the fact that Sonny Wokekoro has not said anything. But the shocking aspect of this whole thing is the fact that when the renovation of APP was going on, they did not come out.
That's what, in fact, it's amazing.
When they almost killed Wokekoro, they did not come out. Where were they during all this period? All of a sudden, it's as if maybe resurrection just happened. They just came out from their graves and resurfaced. Because why didn't they come out during all this time?
In fact, when they announced that Wokekoro was the chairman and all, the chairman of APP, Wokekoro, Nobody said, who made you chairman?
You understand? All of a sudden, 3 days to the end of 3 days to the election, they resurface. So I know that there is a secret hand still. There's that voice behind the curtain that is bringing up all this unnecessary one.
Rivers, the place is, oh my God, you can't.
Rivers is the political Iraq of Nigeria.
I'm telling you, Edo is learning work compared to this one. You say, okay, finally, Fubara has carried 1-0. The next thing you see 1-1 equal full time 1-1. We're going to extra time. You can't predict anything.
God,
initially, people were even thinking, Wike is going to win. Fubara is losing. 2-0. Wike is leading. Then half time 2-2. Let's go again. They've casted all the goals. So to speak, it's something that political gladiators are folding their hands and watching Rivers.
It's so perennial. Their problem is so perennial, and it's not just starting now. From inception of Rivers State,
said hello
wahala every day.
And Ayo Fayose said it. Don't do for wicked strong. You will see ghost, yo.
No, even when he said it, we also knew very well that even during the period of Rotimi Amechi, issues here and there, Wike came on board. Issues now. Fubara is here. Wike is bringing down. I'm almost getting very disturbed. Maybe they need to go for prayers because the political situation in Rivers State is so the uncertainty around is becoming very distorting. And I'm just wondering how the people of Rivers State will enjoy the dividend of democracy. Because imagine if at the end of the day, that election is cancelled on the basis of that these APP guys
I don't see this election being cancelled.
Okay.
I don't.
What I mean is that the election will hold. But by the time they start going to court, everything will be distorted. Except that court going will require a lot of shifting forward and all of that, so that these guys can at least enjoy some level of, it's disturbing.
The only way that this whole shifting forward and court to have sense or make a little bit of sense is if this APP guy that's insisting that he's the chairman, if he's going to be filing that court case outside Rivers State, he'll be breathing it in the night. In early mornings he will write and go back, because if it is in that same Rivers and these guys for any reason wins the election, which of the court do you want to use? Which of the local government? These guys, see, I've watched some of these guys who have, found some of them, if you look at their pedigree, like the likes of Chijioke was one time the president of Wike. That guy had the heart. Sometimes
imagine stripping him of his chairmanship
position. Which is it the court in my backyard? Come now. Do you understand? You just see that they just all their job be to make a door enter.
But this is going to be very interesting. I must say, interesting in the sense that I can also see possibly the finger of God in this whole thing.
Indeed.
Why? Because if it happened that the APP they go into the election, and when they go into the election something happened, and at the end of the day they decide to say all the APP members that went in through this thing, they have failed. And it happened that APC people are the next in line. APC has won. And that therefore means wahala. But that particular APC is a different faction. But if, for example, they win and Emeka Beke reach out to Ganduje will accept those guys. And Rotimi will sit like a king.
Let's tell ourselves the truth. Even some politicians know that. That's why you see Wike not even trying to feud anybody in PDP. That thing is a governor's own election.
Exactly.
That thing is just okay. Let's just spend some monies. Whoever the governor endorses will win. Let's tell ourselves the truth. Exactly. Let's, so all these things that APP is making us, come on, just the usual noise. See, in Nigeria, we make noise a lot when it comes to issue of this election things. We have seen it before. Did you see what's happening in those states? They told him to go to court. Oh yeah, go to court now. He's dragging his leg. He wants to go, but he doesn't want to go because he's seen the result already before even going to court. So this issue of going to court, even Wike knows. They are telling him everything that the due process has been done, whatever it is. Wait till after the election, then take the matter to court. He doesn't want to. He doesn't even want it to hold because obviously, the court may not get him what he's looking for. Well, that's what we're going to wrap it up. Let's meet in our comment section.